Hello, my name is Austin, and today I want to talk about captioning. It's interesting to note that when you turn on the TV and you go to a major network, you'll see their English language programming has professional captioning. This is because the FCC enforces the Communications Act, which requires all stations to broadcast with professional captioning. This is made available to help people with hearing loss or who are deaf. And it's important because the recent 3Play media study shows that we all can benefit from captioning. Captioning is like the curb cut. The curb cut was designed to help people using wheelchairs access the sidewalk, but it is also helpful for people on skateboards or mothers on strollers. In addition, captioning has been found to be beneficial for people on the autism spectrum or people who have auditory processing disorder or other learning disabilities because you are getting the information twice. You're getting to hear it and then also see it displayed on the screen. This can help people who are neurotypical as well. My point in doing this video is to highlight that YouTube captioning, the auto-generated captioning, is what's being provided for the majority of the top YouTube channels. They are not meeting the higher standard of access of actually providing professionally captioned materials. This is occurring sometimes with major networks where they will caption the material on TV and then provide auto-generated captioning for it when it's posted onto YouTube. So I thought today we could explore the top 100 YouTube sites and check out some of the captioning options that are available and see how many are offering professional captioning. In addition, I encourage you to comment on your favorite YouTuber's page and let them know that they should be providing professional captioning, especially if the channel is very large and has a wide audience. It's important to consider that there are a lot of vendors out there that can provide captioning for relative cost and make their content accessible to a wider audience. So let's look at some of the pages and please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is an article from the National Association of the Deaf, and what it talks about is kind of the origins of our captioning law. So it comes from the Americans with Disabilities Act, and a lot of disability rights activism led to that law and to other laws like the Communications Act, which the FCC supports to ensure that English broadcasts have professional captioning. And in addition, you know that a lot of DVDs and Blu-ray movies have professional captioning as well. Now, when we look at the importance of accuracy when it comes to captioning, you should keep in mind that auto-generated captioning is probably around 85 to 90% accurate depending on the clip, but that still means that you're looking at a missed word out of roughly 1 of every 7 or 1 of every 10 words may be wrong. And that can really impede one's ability to rely on the auto-generated captioning for access. And when it comes to the major networks and the major providers on YouTube, I think they should be held to a standard where they need to make sure that their content has professional captioning, just like it would if it was on television, as we are seeing television viewership start to decrease and YouTube start to become the more prevalent way people are consuming media. I used Social Blade to look at the top 100 websites to kind of get an idea of what YouTube channels were most popular and to kind of explore some of those. So we can see over here, this is the Ben Shapiro Show. You know, there's a lot of news stations on YouTube, and it's really interesting that all of them have auto-generated captioning. You do not see a CC anywhere on the page, and I believe that will be the case for whatever news show you're looking at as well. If I go over to the Young Turks, it's the same thing. This is a more liberal news show, and you can see it's the same exact thing. There is zero captioning being provided. Now, if we go to the MSNBC, we can see that most of them, everything has subtitles from the network, which is good. And I think that is the case as well when we look at Fox News. You can see that pretty much everything has captioning provided as well. Now, if you go to NBC News, however, you'll see that there are some that do not have captioning. And you can see them over here, over there, that these are ones that are auto-generated captioning. And it's just interesting to note that when these are broadcast live on TV, there is that captioning track, but it's not being carried over to when it goes on YouTube. Now, when you're talking about another news source, Vice News, a lot of their stuff does not always have captioning as well. You can see clips here that do not have it, but some do again. But it's important to keep in mind, as this has 14.4 million subscribers and is getting a lot of viewership, that you may encounter a clip that you want to watch, but it does not have professional captioning. Now, if you go over to the WWE, this is one of the most popular stations on YouTube, and you can see that pretty much everything is subtitled, which is great that they are carrying over the captioning and ensuring that their fans are able to watch regardless of what platform, whether it be on the TV or on YouTube. Now, we look at some of the top content creators on YouTube, like Mr. Beast. There is no captioning being provided for these videos, which is important to note because this is one of the top creators. There's a lot of people watching the shows. You have millions of viewers, much more so, I would say, than a lot of stations that are on TV. And at the same time, they're not providing the same level of access by not having professional captioning. You can see The Bright Side is another very popular station on YouTube, and we do not have any captioning available there. If we go to Jude Perfect, is a content creator that is providing subtitles on a lot of their videos. It's not on every single one, but it is definitely way more prevalent to have professional subtitles, as you could see with Mr. Beast and some of the other YouTube creators were not providing any. So it's good that they are having some. This is the Kids Diana Show. It has 79 million viewers. It's one of the top channels on YouTube. And a lot of it is sing-along videos. And it's interesting to note that there's no subtitles. I think because you want children who have hearing loss or who are deaf being able to participate and enjoy the videos, and B, the accuracy is much lower for YouTube captioning when it is singing. So I think it could really be beneficial if they were providing captioning. If we continue on here, I have some clips pulled up from just common finance YouTube content creators. Meet Kevin. None of the videos have subtitles. You'll see the same with Graham Steffens. There's no subtitles as well. So it's just important to note that these are more financial creators who aren't providing subtitles, and I think that should be something that is considered. There's a lot of music creators as well who are in the top content creators. You'll see for the subtitles are there for some of Justin Bieber's videos, but the other videos on here that are not music videos do not have subtitles, particularly if they're just individual songs. That's true as well for other artists like Eminem and Ariana Grande. Pulling up over here Taylor Swift, and you'll see it's the same type of thing where really only the main music videos have subtitles, but the individual songs do not. It would be great if they considered doing that. I did look and see that Ariana Grande was including the song lyrics in the more info section of one of the videos that just had the song, but that's not consistent with every music creator that's on YouTube, like Eminem, for example. If you go over here to ESPN, you can see everything pretty much has a lot of subtitles. Not every single one, but there are a good amount compared to other creators. I'm now going to go over some of the ones that do not have subtitles. You can see Real Time with Bill Maher is on HBO. It does have professional captioning when it's aired. but it does not carry over to YouTube. So it's the same for BBC News, where these segments do have professional captioning when they are aired, but they do not have the professional captioning when they're put on YouTube. So it's important to have that carryover of captioning tracks. The last video I'm going to show here is from Skip and Shannon. It's a sports debate show, and you can see that all the videos do not have professional captioning. It's not being carried over from when the show was broadcast on TV. So I really feel like this kind of gives you a good overview of one of the pitfalls that is going on with the major content creators on YouTube. I create captioning through Otter AI, and then I edit those captions. That's how I'm doing mine. I really think that major content creators on YouTube who have a wide audience should be mandated to provide professional captioning for their videos. Thank you for watching. I hope that you comment on your favorite YouTubers and let them know that they can expand their audience base by providing professional captioning. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Please let me know your feedback in the survey or on Discord or in the comments below. See you next time.